afternoon, good evening, and good morning from wherever you are. And apologies for lateness. It has been a chaotic week in my household. It's been a chaotic week in Zam's household. I can't speak for Zam, but I'm very, very tired. However, the show must go on. I've also been very well. Last week, I think I pretty much had COVID because I had all the symptoms for it. So that's why I was absent. This week, I'm okay. But with that being said, Zam, you've had a bit of a boo-boo again, my good sir.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it's not as bad as initially thought. Do you want to tell the panel?
Yeah, I like to do 32 minutes now on my treadmill every morning, and I was just plugging it in like I plug it in every other fucking morning, and all of a sudden my knee gives out. My treadmill would be just here, by the way, as I'm assembling it, and when my knee gave out, I fell on my fucking hands and knees, and I was stuck between this chair and the goddamn fucking treadmill. And so all of these things are pondering in my mind because on that day when it happened, which was Wednesday, it was also a friend of mine who's part of the atheist community, so to speak. It was his birthday today, on that day, and now on the very day that it's his birthday, I have to now fucking back out last fucking minute because of my knee. I actually video called him from the fucking medical clinic I was in to show him that I'm not bullshitting you. I don't want to come across as somebody who's ducking out last minute. I couldn't believe my luck. I was in a lot of agony. And the NHS here is really fucking useless and stupid. I even called an ambulance at first to take me to hospital. I was in that much agony. The ambulance people said that I'm not worthy. I'm not in, because you see, and that made me realize what the costs and the reductions that we've had in our NHS, that I can't get an ambulance to take me to hospital.
Hey, Dutch.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
and all of these things. So I had to I was able to drive. Funny enough, I was able to drive to our local doctor, and I got my checkup there. But yeah, I just the last couple of days I've been in the dumps a little bit because of this injury, and so I'm trying to get myself up again. So forgive me if I'm not at my most bounciest.
Well, Doctor could flash you a couple of his nipples and might put a smile on your face. Oh, look at that. Good God. I've got a full semi under here and my stomach is lifted. Absolutely. So, yes, we haven't got a lot of things prepared for today. I mean, there's a couple of obvious ones, obviously. But yeah, it has been like a crazy week. So in terms of work, because of the Doctor.
Rule 34.
I'm not putting you on.
That's how many times Trump was guilty yesterday.
Oh. Well, there's been plenty of cartoons of that, which I can't put on here. That's for sure. But yeah, with work, it's been absolute chaotic because the election coming up, so we have to get ready for all of that. But I will say this. I have to say this. Okay, I've not been feeling well for the last couple of weeks. I've been very drained, and like my breath and all this kind of shit. So last week I suspected that I pretty much had COVID, and so I've gotten everyone at work to get checked. Thankfully, nobody's had it. Because I went to so many events the previous week and all this kind of stuff. But I just want to like give a shout out to my doctor surgery because they're amazing. And I know with everything that's happened with the NHS under this Tory government, and subsequently the same shit will carry on under the Labour government, my surgery has been amazing because they kind of changed the system where you have to book online, and it was like 11 o'clock and I was still feeling really shit. I was at work and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to send a message. I'll send a query online, an appointment online and all that. 5 minutes. They called me back and said, we have an appointment for you at 3:45 this afternoon. Come in. So I go in, doctor, thorough as fuck with everything. They've booked me into all my stuff and blood tests and all of that. Sometimes with the blood test, you have to go to other clinics, but they had an appointment for me the next day at 8 a.m. for my blood test. So I've done that. Gonna get my, cardiogram, ECGs and all of that next week. So honestly, like they've been amazing, and I just want to give a shout out to them. I won't drop names because that just
awesome.
me. Yeah.
By the way, did I mention last Friday that I was in an accident?
Yeah,
I was. I heard that you were. Yeah.
You did a fucking flip on your motorcycle and shit.
Again.
Full salto. Landed apparently on my heels and then on my back because my feet are still hurting like somebody whipped them 100 times on my soles.
No breakage?
No, apparently not.
Hey, Rick. Huh? What?
So I have been no breakings. I think I have been lucky, but all the blood vessels in my feet were totally smashed, and that hurts like a motherfucker. So yeah.
Now your membership's still here. I'm glad you're still okay though, Volta.
Yeah, well, it's my second accident in 6 months.
What happened? Did you hit another car, or did you hit a pothole, or just a bike?
Yeah, well, I was driving on the highway in the rush hour. We were going maybe 15, 20 kilometers an hour, and I had a good distance to the car in front of me. And I was looking in the mirror and saw, well, the lane is getting free. So I turned around just to make sure, and wham!
Oh, fucking
hell.
And
I did a 360 flip in the air, landed on my feet, and then on my back.
Jesus
I wish somebody had videoed it, man. That would have been fucking awesome.
Danish Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Totally. But the other accident I had in the wintertime, November, have I told you about that?
Hey, Rick. Yeah, that one we know about. That's when you smash your collarbone and all of that.
Yeah, I smashed my elf. Damn, there were so many things I smashed. Man, holy crap.
Most importantly, does the penis still work?
Yeah, well, the brain works, and I can...
The brain and the penis works. Everything else is...
Yeah, I can still ride a motorcycle once I get it fixed, so yeah.
Blue pills for that as well. We're all old and broken, but thankfully, nothing too crazy. All right, so what's this?
I say the only reason I didn't get a 9.9 was that it didn't stay on my feet, but landed on my back.
All that training, and you couldn't stay on your feet. You suck.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So if I just prepared, a couple of seconds prepare, maybe it would have gone better.
You know what it was? I think it was the injury from the winter. That's why you didn't land on your feet.
Yeah. Well, the point is that I was limping on my left foot because it broke the bone behind the shin bone. It broke clean off all the way down at the ankle. So I was limping already, and now I'm limping more on the right foot than on the left foot. So now I'm limping on both feet.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's like a hell.
That sucks, dude. All right. Well, there you go. These are our weekly woes. And now we'll just try to inject a little bit of medicine in the chaos that's been this week. And boy, howdy, what a fucking week it has been. Because everywhere in the world is a massive shit show, none more so than here in the UK and in America. And believe it or not, all the shit showiness here in the UK is coming from the opposition party. Yet, the media is just so desperate to get rid of the Tories that they're just allowing a lot of things to slide. But we'll get into that later. There is no fucking way we can ignore the elephant, the orange elephant in the room. And that is, of course, Donald Trump. Hey, funeral friend. Oh, it's been a while, dude. How are you? Your friend and savior funeral friend has been indicted on 34 counts of whatever. Hush money.
34 counts of fucking a porn star in 34 different positions.
Yeah, it's fraud and economic something. And then, of course, 34 counts. I mean, it's kind of impressive. They just went guilty 34 times.
Yeah.
And
So,
one of the jurors, by the way, is a hardcore Trump supporter. He apparently gets all his news from Truth Social,
mhm.
which is hard to believe, but that's the case.
Well, that's the thing, though. When you're a juror, you got to, put your biases aside and look at the evidence, whether you fucking like it or not.
Oh yeah.
But, he's going to be the first president to have a criminal conviction. He's obviously going to appeal that. But let's be perfectly honest. He's 100% going to be the next president of the United States. And I'm sorry to my American friends, but I'm here for the fireworks, baby, because it is going to be...
Yeah, I have actually been
show.
thinking about learning to play the violin so I can play it while I watch America burn.
Yeah. It's been a long time coming, and it's the same. I would say, like, for people looking into the UK and seeing it collapse on its knees, I would sympathize with them being like gleeful about it, because it's what these imperial countries deserve. These old empires that have died out or dying out.
When we're talking about empires, I watched a very smart dude, a philosopher, talk about this imperialism that Russia is currently doing, and the United States also has been doing, and what UK did in the old days, the Great Britain and all that, and Japan did, and Germany did. And he said something that I found very interesting, that this whole thing with the way that a country like Germany, let's take that for an example. They were very imperialist before World War II and also during World War II. That was the whole point of the Third Reich.
Imperialist in the late 1800s when they unified.
Yeah. And the thing is that the way he sees the world, the way he sees history, this philosopher, is that for a country to stop being an imperialist country, that means for the people to stop being imperialists and support imperialism in their country, the country needs to get beat the fucking living daylight out of them, all the way down to the gutter, and then the rest of us step in and help, with money, rebuilding the country, teaching them about democracy or whatnot. It's the only way to really change a country like that to something better. And Russia needs to learn this lesson too, in my opinion. The whole thing with UK, it's a little bit different, but not quite, because they also got beaten the living crap out of them by India, Afghanistan, and you name it. And I'm talking about more than 100 years ago. I mean, one of the things that I always think about when I think about Afghanistan is the Kabul, the Khyber Pass. So many countries.
Oh yeah, back all the way back then,
and gotten their ass handed to them in the Khyber Pass. Great Britain.
But the only reason, but the thing is, again, this was two imperial powers trying to stop. So anytime Russia was trying to expand, the UK was just going there trying to stop the expansion and all this, just absolutely just unnecessary wars, like with like the Crimea and with like you said, Afghanistan and all this kind of stuff. We're talking back to Victorian time.
Yeah.
And just like But the thing that brought England down in the end was the Second World War. It was the Suez Canal incident was like the final straw, because America wanted Britain to collapse as an empire, so it was not going to help it with the Suez Canal. But as you said, when the empire fell, the people put it back together. So when Clement Attlee came in, the greatest prime minister we've ever had, he's not perfect because he still, was flying the flag of empire, even though he was a socialist. But he rebuilt the country. He was the one that constructed the NHS, brought this country out of its knees of poverty, built social housing, better education, built industry, nationalized everything.
The way, as I know it from history, my history lessons, is that England, after the war, said to themselves, we are not going to put as much money into the war machinery that we have been doing during World War II, but that leaves us with a shitload of money. What are we going to do with that money? Well, we're going to better life for everybody, NHS and social and whatnot, And in my opinion, they did an amazing job if you compare how UK were before the war, with a huge class difference and many classes living in a poverty that is almost unimaginable today. So a lot of
Right. Sorry if I can intervene, but if we could just get back to Trump, because I think that's what people want us to really talk about.
Oh yeah, good point.
Now.
Sorry.
Yeah,
no more
tangents. The tangents need to stop, and we need to talk about the fucking subject matter at hand instead of boring people with fucking school when it's a fucking Friday night. And all right,
okay. Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I've been keeping an eye on social media more than anything when it comes to Donald Trump, and yes, there is hysteria regarding him being convicted for all of these felons. He's being convicted for these 34 crimes, and it just amazes me that these people are supposed to be the law and order party, on all of that, and then here's a person who is being proven in court to have these convictions, and they want to still stand by him. And what annoys me the most is that Trump can use this bullshit to say to the press, yes, it's a witch hunt, I'm innocent, they've got nothing on me, all of this shit. But when it comes to evidence, he needs that in court. And if he was genuinely innocent, then he'll be able to prove himself in court that he is innocent, and he hasn't done. He's been convicted. So that bullshit might work in the media, but it doesn't fucking work in court. And I wish people would fucking understand that and know that the guy they support is a fucking criminal. But they don't. They stand by him.
Yeah, most do. And I've seen a lot of interviews in the last month or so with MAGA fans. There's this young dude, I can't remember his name right now, but he's quite young. I think he's in his early 20s or something, walking around with a microphone and asking questions to these MAGA people. And trying to present them with, how should I put it, easy facts about Trump and his lies and all that. And he's actually managed, I don't know how he does it, because I just can't fathom how he does it, but he apparently turned some of these MAGA guys and girls around, being one-on-one with them in a street interview. He maybe asked them like 4 questions, and they try to answer them, and he helps them answer these questions with some facts and stuff. And some of them say, did Trump really say that? I no, did he? And then he shows them a video of Trump saying exactly what he said that Trump was saying, and they're like, holy mackerel, I didn't know. Yeah, I must have been brainwashed, And I like, okay, it can be done, but only one-on-one. That's the problem.
Yeah. I mean, those must be the few small examples of him being able to do that. Because a lot of times, man, people are just Trump is
will definitely get to that, but sorry, we'll get to that TLD. I want to talk about that. That's a funny story.
That is fucking hilarious. But I mean, he's a cult figure, and he's still going to win the next election because Biden has just, he's alienated his base. I'm not going to go off on another tangent about Biden. Talk about Trump because on the Leftist Mafia podcast yesterday, did you watch that, Zam? I don't know if you did. Did they show some
I didn't.
fantastic meltdowns?
I do sometimes watch it. I think it was like 2 hours long, which is what put me off it. Was that the one on the Humanist Report?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I watch it all the time.
I saw the 2 hour length. I thought, I can't be asked with this. It's just too fucking long.
I get you. For me, if I'm in the mood, I'll do it. But a lot of times, it's Matt Binder that does my head in because he laughs he says something, then he just laughs. It's like, what the fuck are you laughing at, you moron? I don't mean to call him moron. I'm sure he's a lovely bloke, but he does my nutting. But that being said, they did have, so I will be playing the Leftist Mafia here just because they have some great, whoops, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. They did have some great clips of some New York MAGAs melting down, and it is just gold, absolute gold.
Oh god, the memes are gonna be fire. Even more so than when he got COVID. Like that was probably it's one of my oh this really is good. Great. This is so great.
Can you hear that okay?
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit! Holy fucking shit! Motherfucker!
I saw this guy. I seen him. He was a Gays for Trump guy. This guy's such a dickhead.
Your fucking kids are all dead. Your kids are all fucking dead.
Your kids are
They're all fucking dead. Yeah. Motherfucker. Motherfucking piece of shit. Fucking piece of shit. There's no justice in this country.
Look. You know, there are some. When I say sane, I use the term very loosely because not all the Trump supporters are with these two absolute maniacs. Because these guys are going, your kids are dead and shit like that. You got one guy who's gay for Trump. They probably fucking despise him regardless of him being a Trump supporter, simply because he's homosexual. They don't want to be associated with these motherfuckers. They've overstepped the line, so that's why they're standing back. And considering, what they saw on January the 6th, they don't want to repeat that either.
Yeah, but I'll play some
being
more
arrested.
Well, Trump was actually asked the other day in an interview by some, I don't know, low-ranking Fox journalist about if he would ever do something like that again. If he loses the election this time, will he do the whole thing with the, insurrection and thing? And Trump didn't want to answer him.
Yeah, it'll be hilarious. If he does lose, it'll be funny to see what happens. But I can't see that happening anytime soon.
Man, I love New Yorkers. They're great.
That guy, you know what he reminds me?
Yo, that motherfucker just won the election. I'll tell you that much.
Which is true.
He's crying.
Fuck Joe Biden.
He's crying.
I hope the country doesn't burn
He's
down.
still squawking not guilty in the
I hope
background.
that we can find a way to love each other and to make right this fucking this prostitution.
Wait, hold on, press pause for a second.
What?
The guy
Find a way to love each other while he's saying, I'm going to fuck your children and all this kind of shit. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll just skip.
It's going to be 26 minutes long. I thought this was a 2-hour one. Okay.
No, don't worry. This is a clip that he's taken from it. It wasn't 2 hours long, the whole
There's no such thing as gay Hamas supporters, you dickhead. You're talking so much shit. There's no gay Hamas supporters, not one. Not one single gay Hamas supporter. Are you mad? I know what you're trying to say, gay Palestinian supporters, and for you to, mesh that with Hamas kind of shows you how disingenuous you are, mate.
Not thick.
No, this is a different. Yeah. This is more of a copy, like, you think that you have the last laugh type of thing. But let's.
Congratulations, Trump just won the election.
Trump just was convicted guilty. And he just won the 2024 election. Fucking congratulations, Donald Trump. New York City loves you. Robert De Niro, you're a rat, motherfucker.
Congratulations.
I'm pretty sure that Philip Rose doesn't love him. He's Philip Rose. He's the Jewish guy who used to make a lot of atheist thing videos also back in the day.
I remember Philip Rose. Yeah, why? What happened to him? Is he a Zionist?
No, he's not. He's actually not even. He's not religious at all, and he's an American living in New York and being a real New Yorker. I mean, I met him. He was here visiting me in Denmark. We hung out for 2 days, and his wife and all, and we talked about this whole Trump thing and New York and all that. And New York is not behind Trump. New York is like, get the fuck out of here.
There's like 30 people here. It's not like it feels in Hillbilly City, USA, get a bigger crowd, but it's just a handful of people. But it's the meltdowns that are just cracking me up.
I love it.
I don't know, the incredible Spider-Man version of Trump. I have no idea. It's like a different reality.
I love him.
He does. He has the same hair, the same attitude, honestly.
Sure, but if you go in the hole,
stay away from us, motherfucker! Get the fuck out of here! gonna vote for a traitor? Faggot! You're the faggot! You're the faggot! You're the faggot! Get the fuck out of here, bitch!
Calling him the F word.
You're a pussy! You're a pussy! You hear me? You're a little pussy! Little shrivelly pussy! That's what you are! That's all you are! You're not even a man!
Oh.
We're gonna eat you! We're gonna eat you and your family! Oh, I'm so proud of you! Oh, you little bitch! Knock him down! Knock the bitch down! Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of New York City! Pussy! You little pussy! You little pussy! Get the fuck out!
We have to go back.
Oh my God, I can't.
It's just them two. Though. Look, there's other Trump supporters behind them. They are not part of that.
No,
that
it's just
madness.
It's just, yeah. I mean, they kind of, because of the loudest ones, that's where the camera's kind of focused. But also, do you remember there's a picture of that woman having that meltdown when Hillary lost the election back in 2016? She's got the glasses. This is like the MAGA version of that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. If
Free
you look
Father
at,
Teresa.
oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh.
Well, Mother Teresa was an asshole too, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she was a massive asshole. But yeah, I'll just do one more clip of the gay dude because he's just the best, and then I'll leave it at that.
He got convicted. I genuinely would not give. All right, so this is before the reaction. He's already fucking fired up, so it gives you a little bit more context as to why he was so much more pissed after the verdict was read.
So this was before the verdict.
There's a verdict. It better be innocent. It better be fucking innocent.
What? Press pause for a
Inside
second.
the courthouse.
Oh, press pause for a second. For one, he's asking for the impossible. There's never a verdict where someone is declared on.
Like,
I love New York. It's so fucking weird.
what is this?
Out of nowhere.
It sounded like he was saying to the other guy, fuck you, until he realized that he was on his side. Let me go back a little bit.
He heard a guy.
Yeah, he said no crime.
He heard a guy speaking broken English, and he was like, "Oh, get this immigrant out of here."
Yep. He hates Trump.
Oh, why does Matt laugh?
Fuck you. It better be. There's no crime.
I love Donald Trump.
Where's the king? Fuck. No crime.
Yeah.
There is nothing. Fuck. No crime.
He was about to say "fuck you." Like, damn, he's breathing
Here's
fire.
the guy with a foreign voice.
Can't
and he
take
said,
it. Holy shit!
It's crazy.
that's
But even
sad.
putting the
I
gay
also-
guy there is also the proper oxymoron when it comes to Trump supporters.
Yeah, that's just. Anyway, those were those. I just had to share those because they were brilliant.
That was awesome.
That was
Well,
great, and of course, you know,
This week with the whole MAGA thing that has been really funny and awesome is the whole in the congressional commission hearing thing where Marjorie Taylor Greene freaked out and said something about the lashes. You're reading that wrong, maybe because it's your fake lashes. And then that Comer guy who should be the moderator, he just didn't moderate shit. And hi, Christine.
Hey.
Oh, well, wonderful.
Black woman, Jasmine Crockett, I think her name is, Miss Crockett. She said something about bad blonde, butch body, whatever.
No,
and I laughed.
bleach blonde butch body.
Yeah.
Beach blonde, bad built butch body.
Yeah, when Cooper, he said, "Excuse me," he didn't understand shit. That man, he was like totally lost. And I have a theory of why he was so lost. The theory goes like this: the person saying that with the butch body thing there is a woman and black. So every time a woman or a black person says something, Comer just goes. Because he's a sexist pig.
Zam, you got any clips on this from TikTok?
I'm afraid not on TikTok. I'm afraid.
Whatever.
Everything else. I got clips. Don't get me wrong. but not to do with this particular thing. But if you want to start the show, what happened to Grace?
Oh, don't worry, she'll be back. Probably just bad connection.
All right, fine.
Yeah,
But
we
if you
can,
want,
you know, I'll just say this: like, we're all, you know, I mean, we can still laugh even when he gets elected, but everyone in America is just like, this has just made him president now because they're gonna.
I just thought no, but this might have sealed it. But for me, he was going to be president even prior to this because of the way Biden's been handling Israel.
And, for sure.
So
that's just one of the things that Biden has done wrong. But yeah,
and on top of that, like, you know, apparently, like the donation page for Trump, it crashed because so many people are donating to this guy who likes to call himself a billionaire. I'll never understand why people donate money to rich people. It boggles my fucking mind, but they do regardless. But yeah, let's go with the show.
TikTok treasures.
No, it's a bit of a mishmash, taking a bash. So what we'll do is I'm just pulling up. I'm sorry, I'm just pulling it up as we go along. But what we'll do, we'll start off with stupid American cunt.
Do I have something for that?
Okay, so this is. Come on, pause for fuck's sake. All right, here we go.
I'm asking people in America what they think of Rishi Sunak.
Who?
I'm asking New Yorkers what they think of Rishi Sunak.
Of who? Of who?
Who's Rishi Sunak?
Who the f is that? Huh? Rishi Sunak? Rishi Sunak.
What is that?
Is that you? I would probably say like a chef. I would go with a DJ. Techno DJ. Sunak.
Most people in America.
So yeah, our prime minister. A lot of these motherfuckers probably think that Margaret Thatcher's still our prime minister. They're so fucking stupid over there. You know, so
I mean, couldn't tell you who the Mexican fucking president is.
Yeah. Okay, now I have another one. Oh god. Maybe I'm gonna be jumping onto different ones actually. So I'm sorry, I apologize, but we are now going to be going into where is it? Oi, geezer, cunt, cup of tea, love. Cheers, governor. Stupid English cunts, wanker. Now I do apologize. I'm a bit all over the place today, but I saw this on LBC, and I thought to myself, well, this guy definitely belongs in this particular section. Let's check it out. I mean, he just gives the game away within this minute.
The problem with the NHS is, yes, it's very badly run, I know from first hand, but the problem is there's far too many people in the country.
What?
And most of them here perfectly legally.
Oh,
most of them.
Sake.
Well, don't heaven's sake me, because you look at the statistics. No, I'm not talking rubbish.
Okay, you tell me how you work out how many migrants we need to make our economy grow.
Well, how can I possibly do that? I'm not qualified to do that.
Oh, I'll give you.
It is quite
10,000 a year.
2,000.
10,000 is more than enough.
Okay, and what do you base that on?
I don't want them here in the first
place. And that's what...
And that's all you need to hear. I don't want them here in the first place. You hear that, Rick B? They don't want you here, mate. Even if you're not a migrant, you look like a fucking migrant, and they don't want you here, mate. But if you want to align yourself with these motherfuckers, then be my guest. Here's another one. This guy here We have our own Uncle Sams in this country, and this is one of them.
Sweden, Denmark, Finland, and France, European countries that the Marina wants us to be more like, have a form of national service. And then, of course, there is a 65% of the British public that support a France-like model of national service in the United Kingdom of Great Britain
There we
and Northern
are.
Ireland. So I think it's the media bubble story. The
Do you know, I
public
love
are
it. Do
for
you know,
it.
I know you can simplify things all you want, but the fact is the countries that you compared us to, they don't do national service the way that this Conservative Party have
They've
launched
copied
it.
and pasted
no,
the
they
French
don't.
model.
They don't. They have a military element, but they have an element which is very much is woven into the community. But also, these are countries where there is a welfare state. The youth are actually supported with schemes, with tuition. We don't
So
have
you're
that
against
here.
a scheme that would
So
do
what's
that?
I just think here they're expected to give something back when they've got nothing in return. Let me tell you, I've got two reasons why I think this is a pathetic policy. This policy which will never go anywhere, by the way. It's
It should
literally
do.
been
It
brought
should
in
do.
to try and attract back Tory voters who feel disenfranchised and to win back reform voters, right? Two reasons I think this policy is disgusting. One is it's coming from a government who apparently want to instill good values into our young people, which is a bit rich, coming from a government that broke their own laws, that lie, that are corrupt.
All right,
that
Marina, we've
party,
heard all of
right?
this
that may
before.
not
And
be
my
relevant.
second
We've
reason,
heard
and
all
my
of this
second
before.
reason, I don't care.
25
still
days
relevant.
of 25 days of
And my
volunteering in
second-
your community,
and my
helping with the
second-
RNLI.
Let's do a second.
the
And my
NHS.
second reason
Is the second reason better than the first?
is because this is purely to pander to a demographic an older demographic who never did national service.
Well, that's democracy.
Right? They never
Exactly.
did national service. They had the benefit of the property boom, of free tuition, of freedom of movement. And they want our teenagers to be forced into doing this. And they've enjoyed precisely none of the
Okay,
above.
so
Countries like Sweden, Denmark.
Yeah, I mean, you think this guy with his fucking plum accent has done any form of fucking national service?
He's
I
a line
doubt-
bag.
Yeah.
What an absolute
Zam,
right.
Zam,
Yeah.
I just want to I'll jump in on this for the national service thing.
Yes, please.
Just 1 second. I've got this video. It's going to be a bit small to see because it's coming from fucking Instagram, but it's still hilarious nonetheless. And yes, this is what AI is made for. God, let's go. I'll zoom in. Off. Right. Can you? Is that all right?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just off camera.
Hang on. I'll just reset that. Goddamn, I hate Instagram.
So year 8s, you're landing at Junkyard. The year 10s will drop here. Lonely Lodge will be where the year 11s drop. Remember to get all the wood you can before moving to Tilted Towers. So year 8s, when you've got your loot, head over to Lazy Link. So year 10s, I want you to launch pad over to help the year and meet year 11s. Watch out for bush campers here. And also the snipers on the mountain.
So that is a Fortnite reference. For anyone that doesn't know, that is the map of Fortnite, and that's this country's plan for national service. Sorry, I just that if people who play Fortnite or know Fortnite, that's for you. I just found that hilarious. Let's go to the comments here. I think national service is a good idea. It works well with other countries. It instills love. No, it doesn't instill love for you. Do you know what instills love for your country? Knowing that as a young person, there's hope for you. Knowing that you have a future, that you're not going to be saddled with debt, that you're never going to be able to afford a home, that you're always going to be broke because the fucking rents are so goddamn high. That's what instills pride in the young person.
The whole climate thing, not to forget.
Also, if I may add, a lot of countries that have national service, like some of the Scandinavian countries, have small populations. So in a way, it's almost understandable that they have to have it because with like a population of 5 million, you are your own military in that particular sense. Whilst we here in the United Kingdom, we have 60 fucking million people. We don't need it, and by forcing us into it as well. And plus, obviously, that lady said in one of my prior clips is that they offer such great services for their population They are willing to do it because they get so much out of from their country. Our country doesn't give a shit. They just keep taking. So why the fuck do we want to do anything for them?
Yeah.
Denmark doesn't have national service. We have the army and the military, and you get some. We have some conscripted. I think it's around 2,500 conscripted not now, and our professional army is around 4,500 people. And then there's the special forces. All the special forces is around 400 people, maybe. The Frogmen, the Hunter Corps, and things like that. But we don't have national service. But what we do have is a shitload of volunteers doing like social work and stuff. The last year's calculation, we calculate every year how much money it would cost if this volunteer work would have to be paid by the state or private people. And last year it was 35 billion Danish kroner. That's 3 billion pounds.
That's nothing. Lego makes more than that for your country.
Exactly. But remember that the whole budget for our country is around 1,000 billion, 950 billion. So 35 billion of this is money that the state doesn't have to pay out.
Yeah.
It's free money for the state. And in my opinion, the reason we have to have these volunteers doing all this stuff is because there's so many tax cuts for the rich each and every year that the government can say we don't have the money to do this work, so we leave it to the volunteers. One of the things they want to do right now, for instance, is to force families to take care of their old people as volunteers. That means free labor.
Yeah, free.
The old folks home and stuff. And I think this is totally wrong. As long as we have what they call a kind of a surplus in the budget every year is calculated, and the surplus last year was about 25 billion Danish kroner. That means there's 35 billion Danish kroner that we could have used for something like, I don't know, give people on social welfare a raise, give the old people, the pensioners a raise, and so on and so forth. But instead, what they're doing with this money is give more tax cuts for the rich.
Yep, that's pretty much standard. I mean, like, I'm not against like a national volunteering service, only if there's a UBI in place.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a universal, if you have a universal basic income, you are getting some kind of money. Then I always believe that if you're able, then it shouldn't just come with like you can sit on your ass and do fuck all with it. Like if you're perfectly able, then you should give your time as a volunteer to kind of help plug certain, well, not just plug, just help out in the community. You know, be a surplus to requirements rather than a need to plug the gap. So nothing like anything to do with care or anything like that should be volunteer. It should all be paid, and then you can have extra people coming as volunteers as long as there's a UBI in place and all of that, who just, you know, for some reason or another, they don't want to work or they can't work. It's like, okay, fine. Well, here are certain caveats. It's the same. I'll give you a prime example. A kibbutz in Israel, same thing. You get money, you get your free house and all this kind of shit. Obviously, that's funded by American thing. But the point is, everyone has to work in something. They can't sit on their ass and do nothing for that.
Exactly.
So actually get you that, but you have to contribute. And that's how it should be.
There was
working on a farm. It's no different.
What's that?
Sorry.
Hang on, Walter. Sorry, I'm gone.
I'm just saying it's just no different to working on a farm. Everyone contributes, and then you'll get fed and everything in the day, but you're all having active parts.
Yeah. And I see that as a good thing.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. But one of the things that I have been doing with my life since I got a divorce 20 years ago has been doing a kind of volunteer work, but not really, because it's not official or anything. I have sometimes during some of my work as a administrator for some social networking sites for people who are not like everybody else. You know, these people with purple hair and dark clothes.
Yeah.
and
Crack on,
that.
quick.
And I've sometimes picked up one that had, you know, a bad shit start in life. You know, a 15, 16-year-old with horrible home and parents and all that, and sort of taken them a little under my wing, you know, hung out with them a couple of times a month, talking with them, showing them that the world is not all shit. And a calculation made here in Denmark some years back, I think it's 10 years ago, said that if a person doesn't get any help and becomes a criminal, for instance, or homeless or whatever, will cost the society during their lifetime around 350 million kroner.
Yep.
And if I'm one person, only one, have done taken just one youngster and stopped them from getting into the crime thing and maybe even getting a job and an education, I have done this. I had saved the society for one young person 300 million kroner. And what do I get in return? I get pissed on.
Yeah,
That's
you get fisted by the society. Okay.
No good deed goes unpunished. So
go for it.
Onto stupid English cunts, and this is a little bit different. Now, there's a guy on YouTube I like watching a lot. It's to do with work-related issues, and he just check it out. You'll see what I mean.
Here are the top 3 stupidest interview questions I've come across, and they are absolute corkers. Number 1 is, if you were a biscuit, what type of biscuit would you be? I mean, I'm sorry, but like, what in all that is holy is that meant to tell you? All that's basically kind of doing is sort of working out, can someone just scramble an answer out of their ass for no sort of real reason? I don't really understand what's the point of that beyond just trying to trip people up, which kind of is a bit of a dick move anyway. So straight away, I've got no idea what's going on there. The second one is even worse though. It's literally this: what is the most horrific thing that has happened to you in your life? Yes, total stranger who I met 5 minutes ago. Let me just give you all of the sort of awful things that happened in my life, and you can assess whether I can then do a job. Like, what are you talking about? That's so intrusive. I don't really understand what the point of that is either. And then this one, I can't really put to words why I find this one so ridiculous, but it says this: what is the most amount you have ever stolen? And then follow up, give me a specific dollar amount. Like, is that like a sort of, oh, well, he only stole $8? Like, I don't understand this. It's the second part for me that I don't get, because the first bit, look, it's unhelpful. Like, what do you expect to say? That's obviously a gotcha question. But secondly, give me a dollar amount. It's so weird. It's almost like he's asking for tips. So I don't know. Like, why can't you just answer a normal question? Like, why do people try and be clever in interviews? What could that possibly tell you? I mean, you're not doing a riddle contest with Gollum in a cave. I don't understand why you think this is necessary. Here are the top 3.
Now, I know I haven't applied for a job in a long time. I mean, I am still, even though I haven't worked for Edison Lee for a couple of months, I'm still employed by them to a degree. So I don't know what the process is of, you know, applying for a job. But if this is the sort of questions you get asked, if I ever lose my job with Edison Lee, I'm fucked. I really am. I'm so fucked.
But this job interview thing, I was at a job interview a couple of years back, not that long ago, maybe 6 or 7 years back, and they asked me, why do you want to work for us? And I looked at them and said, because I don't like starving and living on the street.
Yeah, that's the question.
What do you think?
I mean, these must be, like, they can't be British, because...
Well, the first one is with the biscuit. But the
first
one
I get, but the last two seem American.
Yeah, the last two seem American, yeah.
Because they're very personal. Like,
he said dollar. He said dollar amount as well. So
you can't in interviews they don't ask you, like, I've been to quite a few in the last like 8 years, so I would know. They don't ask you personal things. They want to know if you know the job.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
They ask you questions about, like, you know, like, you're faced with this situation, what do you do? Or do you know about this? Can you explain about this system and all this kind of stuff? They don't ask you stupid shit like that. So that's just fucking weird. Like, I'm talking about my experience. Like,
these kind of stupid questions at job interviews. I mean, some of them, oh my God. One of the worst I can remember is that they asked me, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I have never had a job for more than 3. So what do I say?
Not working with you.
Yeah, not working with you, man.
I mean, come on. You looked at my resume. You can see on my resume that the longest I ever held a job was when I was a taxi driver. I worked for 5 years, but for 3 different companies.
Yeah,
Okay, well-
I mean, no, go on, Sam.
No, there was another stupid American cunt one. This one actually given to me by our good friend Chris, I think Johnson. Check this out.
Explain why America uses Fahrenheit and not clitoris like everyone else.
It's because most Americans can't find the clitoris.
Can someone please explain why America uses?
Oh, good old Chris. He's
It's
been.
Celsius.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Oh my god.
Oh, that is brilliant.
America is absolutely doomed. You know,
Yeah.
so
What do you know? Do you remember Chris? It's Spaceman 300 from YouTube.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Spaceman. Yeah, he's great. He is.
And the funny thing about this whole imperial numbering thing is that I watch a lot of videos about motorcycles, you know, people building motorcycles, people repairing, restoring, and all that. And they always call any motorcycle not made in the United States is a metric. And, yeah, and then one of the things I watched this guy, and he's from Florida, and he's a real Florida dude, you know, stormy and all that. He's an amazing expert in motorcycles. There's nothing he can't fix, and he he said, you know, he was pulling I think some oil into a tube for a fork or something, and he said, this is in millimeters. Remember that, millimeters, not inches. Millimeters. And he had to explain, you know, to the audience because they don't know what a fucking millimeter is.
But the thing is, what's funny is they do know what a millimeter is because they use metric when it comes to guns.
Yeah, that's one thing. And in the military,
metrics when it comes to guns.
Metric is 3 clicks away. What is 3 clicks? It's 3 kilometers.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
Whole thing with the clock.
No tangents. Remember, we need to stick to the subject matter. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Now there's a black British activist called Akala, and he does some lovely schooling here.
This is exactly what I said at the beginning of the program. When we deal with racism, rather than dealing with the structural reality and all this nonsense about people are racist because they're frustrated about their life, it's totally classist. What we're saying, only working class people are racist. Do me a favor. Racism was not invented by working class people. It was invented by elite academics through pseudoscientific nonsense and perpetuated as part of political policy from the top down, not the bottom up. In fact, if we look back at the history of this country, when there were slave catchers in the streets, people had far more allies in working class parts of London than they did from rich people who were trying to catch them and send them back to the Caribbean. So let's be honest about the history and deal with the bigger problems of structural racism, because then smaller things and smaller frustrations that are breeding this type of nonsense won't be excavated so much. But this is the problem, is we focus on nonsense like this rather than dealing with why a British soldier you've probably never heard of, a gentleman called Christopher Alder, died in 1999 in police custody. There is footage on YouTube that you can see for yourself of him on the floor with his bottom half exposed, with police officers around him making monkey noises over his dead body. You've never heard his name. Why?
Oh, and there's nothing better than a dumbstruck Tommy Robinson. Oh god. Yeah, exactly. Because you know he very much a part of the I want to fight for the troops and stuff like that. Well, here's the troop. He's black, got beaten the shit out by the police, left for fucking dead, and they made monkey chants. What are you gonna do about it, Tommy? Nothing, because he's the wrong shade of fucking melanin. You know what I mean? So
Carlos great. And that Africa stream is a good channel, by the way. People should watch that because you get to all the know-hows from Africa, all the African countries.
A very, very short, funny story from today, my life today, because you have these pets, your birds, and I used to have a cat for about a year, and it didn't really like me, so my son took the cat over, and my son just moved today to a new apartment, and we moved the cat, and when we opened the door, after we put in some of his furniture and stuff, we opened the door where the cat was, and the cat doesn't really like me. I don't know why. I never done anything to it. and the cat was hiding. And I went out the door, finished and all that, and I went into the truck, and my son sent me a photo of the cat sitting on the kitchen counter. And he said, 5 seconds after I left, the cat was out looking around in the apartment. God damn it. I have never done anything to that cat. What the fuck?
Yeah, I guess.
It lived with me for a year and slept in my arm and everything, and it just fucking hates me. I don't know. What did I do?
Cats, man, they're just fucking weirdos.
Okay, so the next two clips are going to be a mixture of these two.
They took our jabs. They took your jabs. They took your jabs. They took your jabs.
We're going to be doing this as well. All right, because I just want to mix it all up together. So
Right.
now when I say racist but funny, I also mean like homophobic but funny as well. So I saw this clip and I thought this was I thought this was a little bit hilarious. And as a bisexual man, I personally have no qualms in laughing at myself at times when it's done well. And this was done very well.
I knew I had a fast food problem in London when one of my favorite restaurants in the world is called Chick-fil-A. They announced, Chick-fil-A, you heard of it? They announced that they'll open up a branch out in Reading. And I went, which was an eye-opener for me, because I thought Reading was just a train station. Like, I didn't know they had like other amenities. But when this news got announced, members of the LGBTQ community were up in arms. I'm thinking, wow, man, like, what did the chicken do to the gays? What's caused such a fractious relationship? But it turns out that the CEO said he was opposed to same-sex marriages. But I didn't know this. So I rock up to Reading now. It's like I stumbled into a whole damn parade. I see the rainbow flags. I hear the chanting, get the chicks out, keep the dicks in. I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on, cuz? I'm like, is it Pride Month? But I knew it wasn't Pride Month because I looked over the HSBC and they had their normal logo. But they don't keep that stuff up longer than they need to. So I'm about to walk in because I pre-ordered my meal, and this young girl makes a beeline for me. She had her head half shaven. She already know what she was on. And she was like, it is homophobic if you eat that chicken. I said, okay. I said, well, then is it racist that you know I will? Riddle me that one, Stephanie.
I thought that was genius.
That was great.
That was really good. And sometimes you can't.
Next, they eat chicken and melons. Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry. Let me look for the next clip. Here we go. Oh, black birds are really fucking doing my head in today. So I do apologize for that.
Full moon out there.
Sorry. No, I just have stuff that they
want to explore.
Yeah, exactly. Like me and this fucking bottle next to me and stuff like that. Okay, check this out. This is funny as well. All right, get the fuck away from this. All right, here we go.
In America, you can be anything you want. Okay, let's go weak and gay. I'm so weak and gay. I'm just so weak and gay. So weak and gay. So gay. In America, you can be
That's great. Say that again.
Say it again.
So weak and gay. I'm just so weak and gay. So weak and gay. So gay. In America.
Oh god,
That's brilliant.
Yeah, exactly.
You run with a bulletproof vest and the thin blue line thing on. That's just sad. Unless you wait.
I bet she's packing as well, maybe behind there. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah, but I thought that was I did thought that was really funny as well. So I got this one as well. Oh God, please, Lemon, just get the fuck out of my face. All right. There we go.
London is the most liberal city I've ever lived in. The irony, of course, is everybody who lives there hates people. Everyone's in a hurry, on their way to a protest for human rights. But if there's a little old lady in front of them walking at a speed less than 80 miles an hour, they'll grab her by the back of the neck and throw that bitch down an escalator. Out of my way, Agnes. I'm on my way to a rally for climate change. However, you move to the country, and you will meet some of the nicest racists you have ever encountered. London is the most...
I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Yeah,
not
you
wrong.
do mean
He's not wrong.
yeah. Okay, so regarding the took our jobs, yeah, like I love showing a little bit of right wing Fox News hypocrisy, and it doesn't get any better than this.
What made everyone so mad yesterday is it stopped traffic. They're on the street.
Yeah.
So it's not peaceful at that point. People can't get around.
Truckers there blocked access to the Ambassador Bridge between Michigan and Canada. Thank you for all that you do. You provide everything that we see on our store shelves, and we are so grateful.
I still don't understand why we can't just remove people that are blocking traffic, why that's difficult for any municipality.
Canadian truckers refusing to back down. The group protesting vaccine mandates holding strong, still blocking the bridge connecting Michigan to Ontario.
Protests that shut down the major freeways and bridges, disrupting air travel, car travel. The left is super worried that conservatives will kind of take a page from the truckers up north and finally learn how to effectively protest.
Angry far-left demonstrators causing chaos, blocking traffic. It's almost been like a block party atmosphere from what I can see. And that you hold the line.
I just think we got to get back control of our streets. This is illegal. They should have all been arrested. They're trying to hold us all hostage to have their point of view. And to your point, Brian, they're not winning anyone over.
Look, my pops is a truck driver. They're speaking for the silent majority. I mean, there has been some violence there, but the majority of people have demonstrated peacefully.
Anti-Israel protesters taking to U.S. roads, bridges, blocking traffic and creating hazardous conditions.
You know what happens when countries don't listen to their people?
Oh, sorry, my bird pressed the pause button on my headphones.
Major political consequences.
Traffic ground to a halt, wreaking havoc in Manhattan. Truckers have turned the city into a parking lot. We're hearing a lot of primal screams from parents, from truckers, and you can't respond to that with force. You gotta listen.
Jesse Waters, you cunt! I hate you so much. But yeah, once again, more hypocrisy regarding who's doing the protesting.
In Finland, for instance, we have these climate change protests things, and they sometimes block some of the streets in Copenhagen in the rush hour and stuff. And when we had these from the country, people who came in on their tractors, from all over the country, and they totally blocked all of Copenhagen. There was no going in or out or anything. And people, when there was climate protesters doing it, people were screaming, beat them up, put them in jail, drive trucks over them, blah, blah, blah. When these farmers came in and blocked the traffic for some stupid ass idiot reason that wasn't even, a legitimate protest thing, nobody batted an eyelash. Nobody.
Yeah. It's just it's fucking typical. It's the same with right now with the pro-Palestinian protests going on, and then you have the Zionist ones who are all the ones on camera hurling racist abuse at people, being very anti-Muslim and all of that. The media, absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Somebody gets hit with an umbrella or walks into an umbrella, and there's a fucking media shitstorm. Oh, they blinded her, they attacked her.
They never hit her or anything. She just made. I saw that whole clip. She
just made it up.
Umbrella. She just made it up because somebody was holding an umbrella, and she used it in a way to get at that person by saying that they attacked her and stuff like that. I've seen it.
Yeah, that's the whole motive. This is why, I can't hear this bullshit about we should hear all sides of the argument. Oh, we should have fair debates and all this. No, because we're the ones that have to. Okay, so the level the left are put at compared to the centrist and the right, it's completely different. Okay,
yeah.
we are scrutinized every single step of the way, but those that are protecting the status quo and the establishment, they literally can get away with murder, and the media is not going to cover it. All right, there was a guy.
Same shit.
There was a guy. Was I can't remember which station it was. It was this week. Did you see that clip, Zam?
Or the one at Victoria Station, Waterloo Station.
It was just last week with the guy who was saying, "I'm an Israeli soldier," and he's like trying to pull a girl's hijab.
Oh yeah. I saw that, and there's a moment the black dude came along. I'll look for that clip. But,
yeah, please. I'll find. Let me see if I can find the follow up to that, which was really good.
We'll get to that clip, but let me just quickly show you this, a bit of levity here.
I do not call in sick. I don't call in gay.
Hi, I'm gonna have to call in today. I'm just feeling really gay. Yeah, more so than usual. Last night I started Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and I'm already on season 9. Thank you.
I do not call in sick.
Oh god,
that is brilliant.
I'm gonna look for the clip now. Hold on.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna see if I can find the follow up to it.
So many people say so much stupid shit. My brain sometimes just goes. Pew!
I blame you, Voctor.
Yeah, everything's my fault. So go on.
Yeah, that's it. Everything's your fault. Let me see if I can find this clip on.
I found it, but this clip is tiny. Is there a bigger clip of that one?
Is it there? So this one.
Duet.
Yeah. Right, one sec. I'll tell you what. I'll do that.
Okay, I got it. It's a bit of a weird clip, but regarding the filming angle, but here we go. I mean, this is what it looks like. Best I can do. All right.
Yeah.
No, actually, this is not a really good clip. Actually, I'm going to find something.
I've got one here from Loki.
Okay, go on.
I've got one here from Loki. Hang on. Yeah. There's nothing I hate fucking worse when people kind of interject their stupid faces filming their own reaction to the video. I fucking hate that with a passion.
You want to answer this question, by the way, Mr. Geek? I can't find that Marvel Legends Spider-Man 3-pack video. Is he talking to you? Are you Mr. Geek, even though you're Mr. Greek?
No, I'm not Mr. Geek. You mean Mr. Greek? Marvel Legends Spider-Man 3-pack. I don't have a Marvel Legends 3-pack. I didn't buy a Spider-Man 3-pack video because I've got more sense than I do money.
JBTM. I want to know what JBTM means. I love initials.
Don't know.
I mean Mr. Greek.
Yes. I don't have the Spider-Man 3-pack.
My watch.
Yes, I don't own the Spider-Man. Just give me 1 second, Mr. JBTM. Right.
Yeah, this is the clip. Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Yes, and you dirty fucking Muslims.
Oh.
They've been anti-Semitic. Assaulting a young girl. And you are vile. You are below it. How dare you? And you're not. How dare you? You're the one putting hands on women.
I see the guy in the background. He's seeing everything.
Yeah. I'm fully trained as an MMA fighter. You don't want to touch me. I'm an IDF. You don't want to touch me. I'm an IDF soldier. I don't give two flying fucks. You are, mate. That's what you want to do.
Oh, he's stepping up to her. I love that.
For real. IDF soldier.
That was great. Yeah, so that idiot. Yeah, claiming.
It reminds me of that video with the Nazi who is standing there, and then this big black man goes over to him and says, something, I don't know. And then he backs off this Nazi dude, you know, he has the Nazi emblem here and everything, and the black guy just slaps him in the face, so he falls on his ass. And I was like, ah!
But
Beautiful, man.
I just really like seeing that dude though, just like intervene, like, but he's giving it large. I'm IDF and all of that shit. If you're IDF, mate, even though that guy's bigger than you, the black guy who confronts him, you shouldn't be intimidated by him. But he was fucking shitting his pants the moment that guy squared up to him. And props to that dude for being a real fucking hero, getting involved in business that wasn't his own, doing the right thing, defending that woman who was being harassed by that man. You know, props to him, because he knew it would take somebody of his size to really intimidate him and put him back in his place. And he did the right thing. He used his ability to do the right thing. So I love that. I love that clip.
Would have had an issue taking that drunken prick down either, to be
But
honest.
but you see what I mean though. But like these guys, they can go out with like you're a dirty, stinking Muslim and shit like that. Not even I would say something like that. You know, even though I think Islam is stupid. Not even I would say something like that. You know, that's not the way I go with my rhetoric. I condemn the religion, you know, and as well as obviously the people who follow it by doing stupid things, because they're the ones who are the religion themselves. But I wouldn't go to somebody, you're a dirty, stinking Muslim. That's just ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Exactly. I can't find the follow-up clip, but a couple of days later, somebody filming the guy they're just kicking him down. They're like, you know, why would you say this kind of racist shit? What's wrong with you? And they're just wailing on him, which was great to see. Oh, Voctor, you're muted. I was on the phone. That's why.
he's on the phone. That's why.
Let's
So
see.
your mate is here, by the way. This JBTM. It's a show
Like,
it might be-
my
it might be
rant.
your
I
channel.
see. Let me have a look on my channel. Hang on. Oh, I see. I think it's my Hasbro's lost their goddamn minds. Actually, I think it's on our channel. It's on this channel here. Bear with me, Mr. JBTM. Let me see if I can find it. My apologies, mate. My memory just doesn't. I have very bad memory. So you know, I'll find it for you.
Okay. In the meantime, I'll find some more of my.
Yes, please, it was me ranting about Hasbro's prices for the 3-pack, which was like £109 for 3 figures, which is bloody ridiculous. Let me see. I'll just type it here, Hasbro.
So I'm gonna. In the meantime, as we got some geeks here, let me show you guys this amazing. Hey! Stop it! Stop it! You're well Larry today, aren't you? You little bitch.
Thank you. Thank you, Vance. Yeah.
Let me, guys. So just to
that's the video. Sorry, Zan. Keep it.
No problem. Let's check this out. By the way, this is a beaut. All right, you ready?
Oh no, it's this video. Sorry. Yes, ready, dude. Sorry.
I know why Chinese cars aren't sold in America. It's because they would dominate. This is the Yangwang U8. It's the luxury arm of BYD. You get LiDAR sensors here, more LiDAR up there. In the front, your main headlights are here, but at night, this entire thing lights up, and it looks amazing. You get one electric motor on each wheel, and combined, it makes 1,180 horsepower. And if you need to do a quick U-turn, watch this.
This is my favorite part of the video.
So my charge port is here, and when I open it, this will tell me my charge level. But on this side, you put in gas. That powers your turbo 4-cylinder generator. This doesn't power the car, it just makes electricity for those motors. On a full charge and a full tank of gas, this can do over 600 miles. Inside, you get this panoramic roof that literally has shooting stars, and it can also do this. Ni hao, Yangwang.
What's that?
Kai Tian Trunk.
说到
Hey! You also get pillows in your headrest. My seats are heated, ventilated, and massaging. I get a passenger screen, ambient lighting underneath, more ambient lighting up here, and this curved display that works ultra fast. You also get a front and rear locker, 50-watt charging pads, a built-in cooler, storage space under here, and what's this? Smile. You also get this driver display with touch controls, this gorgeous steering wheel, tons of space in the back, a screen here, another one there, a third screen here, and another wireless charging pad. Not only are my back seats heated and ventilated, they can also massage me. Even my trunk has leather, wood, and suede, and look how big it is. It also has hydraulic suspension and can float in water.
I'm sorry, what?
That is a car, mate. That
is a car. And it costs. Hang on. If this was sold in America, it would cost about 150,000. What was the price?
I know he never gave a price, unfortunately, because this car can't be sold in America. It's sold in China, and I don't know what the price is. I'm just going through I'm scrolling through the comments.
Yeah,
here,
I mean, okay, yeah.
Going to cost about 43.57 on Temu. $150,000 US. It's about 150K US. Yeah, and I know it is, but the point is, I know this car is expensive, but the point is that there are cars like this. There are cars like this that are. So there are expensive cars out there in America right now that don't do a third of what this car does, because this car doesn't just only look luxurious, it has amazing abilities like that. The way it just spun around on its axis.
That was brilliant.
That was amazing. I have never seen a car do that. You know, like those are the things that, you know, I mean, obviously it's got all the luxury mod cons like the heated seats and the screen. I mean, that's almost bog standard, but some of the abilities of this car, you know, to be electric and gas, so it can be just totally electric and it could run on gas. It's got motors on each wheel. Well, you know, these sort of things. It can float in water and shit like that. Like, Jesus Christ, like this car is next level. This is a James Bond fucking car. It's got a selfie camera in it. I've never seen a car with a selfie camera in it. You know, it's like shit. You know, it's just amazing. It really is. It's
I love that kind of shit. I'd never owned something like that because of the price, but I love all that kind of shit that they stick in a car for the tech. And the only reason there's no point owning anything nice in London, you know, because it'll either get scratched up or stolen. Or,
that car is too big for London. Like a car like that, you know, with all the width restrictions you have in London and shit like that. Yeah, this is why, like, I'm not into humongous cars. Simply because our roads are too fucking narrow.
Yeah. I mean, I just bought a new car and it's a Nissan Micra. You know.
Yeah, that'll do the job in London easily.
It's small. It's as cheap as I could get it because used car prices now are bloody ridiculous. And even this one, to get it cheap, like the mileage is really high for it for an 8-year-old car at almost 80,000 miles. But everything else was like $3 or $4 grand too expensive. So, you know, and like I said, compact. That car is perfect for China and America, but not for the UK. It's too big. In fact, I don't believe we should have SUVs 4x4s in London. They should be banned from the city just for the countryside for those that need it.
Well, look, personally, if I ever did this, even if that's the case, you know, there's no. For a start, unless you're doing something illegal, then you've got nothing to worry about. And if you are doing something illegal, then why fucking take a photo of yourself doing it on your car phone? You know, just go offline on your mobile phone and you should be fine. But even then, that could be sending something via GPS. Everything fucking wired up to something. No problem. So when Ginger comes back, we'll be looking at one of his many American doppelgangers. Showing us this video here, and it's kind of funny. And this guy, ironically, this guy's name is called the Jolly Good Ginger, so you know he's definitely related to Ginger Greek with a name like that. So now it has been a little bit of a dry week for videos, and we will be going on. After I've done my TikTok stuff, we will be going on to what TLD mentioned to us earlier. That was the guy who got caught driving to court, which I'm going to find. Excuse me, right now. I think Moist Critical does it best when it comes to this. So we'll have a look at his clip when it comes to that. Yeah, he does a nice clip on it. I like Moist Critical. He's a good YouTuber, also known as Guinzo, I think is how you pronounce it. The guy's got 15 million subscribers. When I joined him, he had 9 million subscribers. He was already massive when I already joined him, and now he's on 15 million. It's incredible. So I get stuff here. I can't repair more stuff here. I have no right to repair, and look here for even more stuff I can't repair. Yeah, my dad's like that, by the way.
I get the stuff I can't repair.
Sorry.
What's that in regard to? Is that Apple or just in general?
Just in general, I think.
Let's see.
So yeah, here's one of your doppelgangers, your American doppelganger. And by the way,
I heard
nobody's
that.
got more. Nobody's got more doppelgangers than fucking Ginger Greek, for fuck's sake.
That's true.
But his name is the Jolly Good Ginger. This is a really good clip, by the way. Check it out.
Everyone's asking, is this real? Yes, it was absolutely real, okay?
You have got to watch this. So I'm up here at the community pool. My kids are swimming. I'm scrolling TikTok. And I come across this video. This is fucking gold. This lady, she's a cleaning lady, and she films herself cleaning houses and posts them on her TikTok. And that's how she gets business. Well, she was filming herself cleaning, and all of a sudden, the lady who lives next door to the house that she was cleaning comes busting in, and the following interaction takes place.
Excuse me? Yeah? Are you living? Yeah. Yeah. So, can you just tell me exactly why the fuck you're in my next door neighbour's house and why your name and your number is now in my husband's phone? Because... Sorry, what are you laughing at? Sorry, can I ask you that? You clearly have just said I live next door. Your husband asked me, could you just calm down? Your husband asked me for my number so I can give his mum a deep clean. A deep clean? Yes. Well, he could have just asked me to do what? I don't clean every week. But it was after a deep clean. So how did you get speaking to him? Because he's seen the work I do online. Oh, so you're online? What are you on OnlyFans? Or you were fucking clean? Oh my god! Don't fucking mess about. So can we just calm down? He hasn't been messaging me. I'm unmarried. I'm married with 2 kids. Can I just ask you to leave? Prove it. What do you mean prove it? Get your husband on phone right now, and I'll tell him that your number is in my husband's phone. I will get my husband on the phone right now. Don't worry. They're next door. You don't fucking live next door. No, but I'm cleaning next door. So. Oh, that's convenient. What, so you can hook up? Where did you meet? Because I'm sure your husband's going to want to hook up with me looking like this, isn't he? I think you've got problems at home, not with me. You're desperate.
She said, I think you got problems at home, not with me.
Desperate. Cleaning in your lover's fucking next door's house, getting jobs fucking cleaning. Yeah. Living. Is that your real name? Living loose legs. I swear to God. That's fine. I'm going to give you 3 seconds. I'm going to give you 3 seconds to leave, otherwise I'm going to call the police.
And we acknowledge she called her Libby Loose Lips. What the fuck? Like, you don't even know this lady. You have no evidence of anything. And you just come in making accusations and calling her name. That's wild. According to the update, after she threatened to call the police, the lady left. And that's kind of the end of it. But god damn, I think she's right. I think you got problems at home, not with her.
Everyone's asking.
That is fucking. That is the most northern thing I've ever seen.
Well, I think at some particular point, that woman who made the accusation kind of realized, oh shit, I might have got it wrong here, but she's now sticking to her guns instead of instead of just admitting, okay, I fucked up, and now she's trying to basically make an innocent woman out to be guilty for doing nothing other than her work. And because she looks stupid, she has to stick with her. She has to keep remaining looking stupid in order to give herself some credibility. It's just, it's ridiculous. And
but the thing is, a lot of the times there's no smoke without fire. So I wouldn't be surprised if she has caught her husband cheating in the past. As well, because that's a hell of a reaction to have. Now, it could be that she's just very possessive and jealous, or it could be that, her fellow is a notorious cheater and he's just like, oh, here we go again, kind of thing. So there's always 2 sides to every story, but this was unhinged and hilarious regardless. I fucking love it.
I I almost have a tiny issue with a cleaner cleaning people's houses and posting it on TikTok, because you don't really want to necessarily post the goods of what people have in their homes on TikTok. You know, you're exposing people's homes. Obviously, you want to show that you're doing a good job. So maybe sticking to the kitchen is the best compromise, you know, because, you know, you don't want to be showing off computers and game consoles and music systems and whatever expensive bits and bobs, or if you go to somebody's bedroom, jewelry or whatever it may be, you know. So I can understand she needs to expose herself regarding her business of being a cleaner, but yeah, that's the only issue I have with what she does. But regarding her being, you know, like cheating with that woman's husband, yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah,
I think it's she should, like, personally speaking, you should get permission from the homeowner before you can film inside their house doing things. Like, if I had somebody do that, I was like, you know, okay, I'm all right,
Yeah, I
because
agree, yeah.
I don't really have a lot of material possessions. You know, I've got my laptop and standing consoles, but I'd say you can't film my bedroom, none of the bedrooms. You can film the front room and you can film like the kitchen, but that's about it, kind of thing. But yeah, you get their permission first. I mean, I get why she does what she does, but you know, yeah, I'm sure she does a great job. But that was a great video. That was hilarious.
Yeah, well,
what you doing, my man? You dirty bitch.
Yeah. Okay. So on to this guy again. This guy I'm really enjoying, because when it comes to the Yasuke alleged scandal, where, you know, it's okay to have Tom Cruise Last Samurai, no problem. He is the Last Samurai, some white guy from America, and there's no problem having John Blackthorne, who was in Shogun, who immersed himself in the samurai culture, but he had no fucking choice. And these are fictional fucking characters. But the moment you have a black guy, all of a sudden it's a big fucking deal. And I like the way this guy talks about it, because for some reason, white people can be involved in foreign cultures and it's not an issue. But the moment it's somebody who's not white, who's involved in other foreign cultures, it is an issue. You know, and this shit needs to fucking stop. And this guy makes a really good fucking argument. So I've been watching a few of his videos and he adds more to it.
Do you know how exhausting it is to be a black nerd? First they say, I don't mind black characters, but when a black character shows up, it's, whoa, Jamal. You can't steal characters from other people. So then we add new black characters to establish stories. And they're like, hold it, Tyrone. This is forced. Why would a black character be in my favorite intellectual property? So we make new narratives that highlight untold perspectives. And then it's, objection, Andre. This is woke pandering. You're making up black characters to put some type of message. Then when you get someone like Yasuke that was a real person, they try to contradict real historians. And when that doesn't work for them, they just take black characters and AI George Floyd's face onto them. I want you to know that it's okay to be nerdy. Whenever anyone tries to treat you differently, show them this, so I can tell them to go get some therapy. Do you know how exhausting it is to be a black?
Love it. I love it. I love it.
Well done, Urkel.
But I'm just at this stage now where not everything, like, why everything, like when like, for instance, before the Acolyte series came, well, it's not out yet, but we saw that clip of, and he shows it here actually. Let me show you. Yeah, here, that woman at the bottom here, like, people are already going agenda, this, that, and the other, because she's a woman of color and she's in this show. Like, you know, it's just like, if you know, like, why? Well, why is this always? Why are always these things always an issue now? Like, it's just an actress in a role in a fucking TV show, nothing more. You know, don't make it. Not everything needs to be something. You know, and you got people like fucking Critical Drinker making an issue of these things, you know, before the fucking shows come out. You know, prior to that, it was Reva from Obi-Wan. That show was just shit, regardless of her being in it. You know, she never made it shit. She was just one of the characters in there. And I always used to say that you get, you know, people were getting worked up that all the white people are bad and all the black people are good. Well, finally, we have a black person who's bad, and that's still. And I got pissed off that she had a face change, you know, which annoyed me a bit. They turned it good by the end, but regardless, the majority bad for most of the show, and it's still not good enough for you because she's a black female character. If it was a white male character, you wouldn't even think twice. I just don't get it, you know. Like, can't you just have actors and actresses in shows without it being an agenda?
Yeah, I think the problem is just that everything is just so hyper fixated on the culture war that every small thing, you know, because and the thing is when you weaponize it and when you make it such a focal point from an ideological perspective, dealing with people that have no substance at all when it comes to politics, they're just reactionary morons who just follow what their leaders say. They just need a very opinionated person giving conservative views, and they'll just follow them to the death. Okay, unless they go a slight 5% against those views and all this kind of shit. But when you're so embedded in there and you have no critical thinking skills of your own, you can't understand the nuances and the whys and all of that. You just get so entrenched in this bullshit that the other side cannot fucking win. You put a black villain in it. Oh, you can't do that. You put a historically black character. Oh, you can't do that. It's like in the film 1917 when they had the Indian soldiers in it.
The Sikhs,
and
yeah.
The Sikhs, and they're like, oh, this shit is fucking woke. And it's like, we had like how many, over 1 million service men from that fucking region. Okay, we had Muslim soldiers. We had like the goddamn Gurkhas. Like, there's been a whole issue with our racist treatment of the Gurkhas who helped, like, you know, in is it Burma or wherever it is, you know, help like fucking with the empire there, and we're not granting them citizenship and all this kind of shit. So you can't fucking win. And at this point in time, it's just make sure your writing is good, make sure that the story is good, because okay, I'm personally bored of Star Wars now. I just can't be asked for it. So even seeing Visions, I'm like, yeah, it looks good, better than expected. But it's like, it's going to be another slog to get for another Star Wars doing the same kind of thing. I will eventually watch it. But the thing is, take me out of the equation. If it's good, if it's well written, and if it's interesting, aka X-Men 97, because remember what they, I mean, people had a whole issue about Rogue's arse and all this kind of.
And they were calling that shit woke as well. People like Quartering and all these motherfuckers, they were going on about it being woke, but they shut their fucking mouths up very quickly when they came out. And they're not talking about it negatively anymore. Same with House of the Dragons. They were going on about that being woke. It was a success. They're not talking about it negatively anymore. You know, and those shows are woke, by the way. They're woke as fuck. You know, I made my video on woke shows. You know, they are still woke regardless, but they are good woke, you know. So regardless,
it's not the actual focal point. Okay, with X-Men it is, but that's X-Men in its inception. It's to do with the civil rights movement and all this kind of shit. And you know, Stan Lee wanted to make one of the characters of Xavier Magneto black at the time, but they're like, no. And then there's a whole thing you can look at how he fought for Black Panther and all this kind of shit. So in that regard, but it's taking the issue and what you do with it and the characters. So for example, all right, in this one, Morph becomes non-binary, but it's not his character. He's just that. But he's an X-Man. They are an X-Men doing their thing, fighting for survival, trying to make his best friend feel good when he does the whole Jean Grey thing and all this kind of shit. And that's the focal point. With Storm, it's about her powers. It's about her. It's not about, oh, I'm black and ha ha ha. You know, that's where they get it wrong. But here, when you get it right and just write a good story, they don't have any ammunition, and they shut the fuck up like good little crybaby racists. They go into a little cave and they're like, oh, well, quick, bring us the next woke crap that I can shit on because I'm losing revenue. So at this point in time, I ignore them. Like, I literally I paid, like, none of that shit pops up on my feed. I ignore it. Even when I do, so the Doctor Who, for example, when we do the Doctor Who reviews, I categorically refuse to read any comments that are talking about it's woke, it's this and that. I will not post them on a thing because Doctor Who, one, it's always been woke, and two, I don't want that bullshit seeping into everything that we do. I don't want that. And it's always the same fucking person, Rick. You know who you are. And I purposely ignore your comments on Doctor Who because I'm not having it. I don't want culture war bollocks. Russell T Davies is gay as fuck, and he will gay the shit out of anything if he wants to. And the more you piss him off, the more he's going to double down. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I'm just saying. And, you know, Doctor Who's been great so far. And it's as simple as that. Sorry about the rant.
We talk about rainbow outfits all the time, and people, and it's very campy prior to it becoming more campy than it was, you know. So I don't know what issue people have with the character of Doctor Who when it comes to his.
No, exactly. And the thing is
ridiculous.
You know, back in 2005, when Doctor Who kind of rebooted under Russell T Davies and all that, Captain Jack Sparrow, or Jack Sparrow? I think it's Jack
Sparrow is Curse of the Black Pearl and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh yeah, Jack Harkness or whatever his fucking name is. I always forget his name. But that was played by John Barrowman, and you know who his character was gay. And then you had Torchwood, and Torchwood was just like you know sexy Doctor Who. Nobody had a fucking problem with that.
John Barrowman,
how toxic the culture is. Jack
I
Harkness.
always looked at John Barrowman as a fucking as like if you wanted to get Tom Cruise from Wish, get John Barrowman.
Yeah, and apparently he's a prick. Like he's a bit like he's a like a gay version of he's
William
gay
Shatner,
anyway.
a gay version of William Shatner.
No, a gay version of Crowder, Steve Crowder, which is silly because Steve Crowder is.
Steve Crowder's gay, man. He's a closeted homo. So I've heard stories. I've heard stories of him like paying male hookers to fuck him in the ass and shit like that. You know, and he likes to wear women's clothing a lot. So you know,
this is John Barrowman. He gets his dick out. He walks around naked. And he kind of slaps his dick on people and all this kind of shit. Like very kind of Crowder.
Barrowman does that as well. You know, he teabags people. Oh man.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he teabags, but he whips his dick out all the time. He's very inappropriate with his behavior. That's why he's like a B-Tech fucking Tom Cruise.
I just thought he looked a little bit like him, and he obviously works in England, not in America. So anyway,
I only found that out 2 weeks ago when we was in Doctor Who podcast. So saying I want to see Jack Harkness come back, but they're like probably not because Barrowman's a bit of a this and that. So I was a bit sad to hear that. That sucks.
Hey, welcome Abby to the stream.
Welcome Abby.
Okay, so some negative stuff now, but it's good that it's good that we know these things.
America is the greatest country on earth because nowhere in the world can this happen. Missouri GOP candidate for governor was only an honorary member of the Ku Klux Klan, and you see there posing with his Nazi salute is a man named Daniel McClanahan. The Center on Extremism has been tracking McClanahan for years as he's been affiliated with multiple white supremacist and Christian identity groups. They've been tracking him because he's been running in government races in Missouri. In 2022, he ran for the United States Senate in Missouri, actually got 1,000 votes. And in November 2024, he will be at the very top of the ballot for Missouri governor. And what makes this even more fascinating is that he's never denied being an honorary member of the KKK. He says that he's a pro-white man, a horseman, a politician, a political prisoner activist who is dedicated to traditional Christian values. He also says that he has had honorary memberships in the Knights Party of the Ku Klux Klan. What is happening? I think I'm ready to say it. America is the greatest country on earth because nowhere in the world can this happen. Missouri GOP.
Oh, sorry, it's repeating.
Yeah,
okay, so this name, his name is McClanahan, and he got the word "clan" in his name, McClanahan, which is ironic. But
ironic.
How the hell is this guy allowed to run? I mean, he's
because he doesn't threaten the status quo. If you don't threaten the status quo, and look, this, you know, I was in Greece. I'm not don't worry, I'm not going off a tangent. It's 2 second thing.
Go on.
I was in Greece 20 years ago, and there was a thing there in the news about like American racism, Ku Klux Klan, and all this kind of thing. I think it was around about the time. No, it was 2 years after History X. I didn't go to Greece until 2001. And anyway, so they were talking about the thing there, and in Greece they were saying, you know, this is just the first like you'll see this become more normalized as time goes on, and before you know it, Americans will be openly running as Nazis in political parties, and they were right. They were right, because the difference with Greek, the kind of Greek news is they'll just tell you how it is about other countries. They don't give a shit, and they were spot on. They were saying, and this is where we are now. It's little nuggets here and little enablers like your Fox News and all this kind of stuff, and then you get your couple of billionaires that are also white supremacists who are just trying to fund the right people and all this, get the people in, and it just becomes normalized. So here we're going to get to the point now where people, insulting Nazi ideology is going to be offensive. It's going to be haram, so to speak, and all this kind of shit. That's where like America's heading, and this doesn't surprise me at all that openly racist people are allowed to run as governors.
Yeah, it's becoming like that now, and they all tend to be Republicans as well. Unfortunately, you can be a bigot and run, and that's the thing. But don't get me wrong, if you're pro-Palestinian, they'll kick you out somehow.
Oh yeah,
okay,
if you're an anti-Zionist, anti-Semite, they'll come after you and cry.
Anyway, this is a funny thing. The old
Hi, Abby.
They just to give you an indication of what we're going to be watching is like they're coming here to take our jobs and they're not even working. All right,
You got people that are coming here and they're taking all of our jobs.
Well, and they don't want to work. A lot of them don't want to work.
They're taking our jobs and they don't want to work.
Exactly.
Have you ever heard of cognitive dissonance?
Yeah, kind of lately, just as of lately.
It's a lot of it lately. It's a lot of cognitive dissonance.
We're giving them benefits. We got people.
Yeah, they're taking our jobs and they're also not working and getting benefits.
Yeah.
They're working, but they're also not working.
Right. No, it's called cognitive dissonance. Have you heard of it? I don't know if you like when you think about all these thoughts, like just on their jobs, or living on the state. Like it just like it hurts my head to do this.
They're taking our jobs.
Yes, they will and continue.
And they're also not working, and they're living off public assistance.
And they're getting free education.
I said they ought to shoot a couple.
Okay.
Facebook shut me down.
Cognitive dissonance it happens a lot with this border stuff, right? Like because they're stealing our jobs and they're living off the state and they're not working. Do you ever feel like when you're thinking about those things at the same time, you're just like you start to feel it?
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Is that being exposed now?
Yeah. Wow. We only have so many resources. We're the richest country on earth. We're the best country on earth. But also, no one should come here, and we can't afford this.
Exactly. I agree. This country's so great that the people that hate it won't leave.
Yeah. And the people that
That's
love
how
it,
good it is.
and the people that love it, we shouldn't let in.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
You got people that are coming.
Oh, I love Walter Matheson.
Yeah.
He's so
Great.
good. He's so fucking good, mate.
He's
And that,
I
my
feel-
friends, is my TikTok traces for today.
That was lovely.
The migrant is called Schrodinger's migrant because he's stealing all our jobs and living on social welfare at the same time.
That's it. That's Schrodinger's. Yeah, that's perfect.
Now, I wanted to do this for TLD because he talked about an incident that happened this week regarding a man who I'm gonna let Moist Critical explain it. So because he does it really well. It's a few minutes long, this clip, but it's definitely worth. What the hell? Where is it? Okay.
Are a real bummer. There's nothing good that comes from a pandemic. It's all bad stuff from top to bottom. But we'd be lying to ourselves if we didn't acknowledge that Zoom might be one of the best things to ever happen to court. I have a guilty pleasure of tuning into disastrous Zoom court hearings And they happen all the time. Every single day, there's a new atrocious Zoom court moment. And yesterday, we were blessed with an absolute banger, a scrumptious little masterpiece. A gentleman was scheduled to appear in court over Zoom about a suspended driver's license. And he does his due diligence as any good citizen would. He joins the Zoom meeting. However, he joined while driving with a suspended license, which the whole hearing was about, leaving the entire court stunned. Absolutely, it was as if for a moment every member of that courthouse stared into the eyes of a basilisk and was turned to stone, just instantly petrified in sheer bewilderment that he had called in while driving in a case about a suspended license that he has, driving without a valid license. And what's even more interesting is this isn't the only time it's happened. This one just happened to be the newest and more entertaining one that I've seen. I was wondering why so many people all of a sudden just asked me about like the guy with a suspended license joining a Zoom call while driving. Apparently this just happened again. I remember something like this happened years ago. This must be kind of common.
Or calls case, People versus Corey Harris.
On behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate for Mr. Harris, who should be present in Zoom.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
It's an auto-driving vehicle, Your Honor. I'm here babysitting it.
Are you stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at
Thanks,
this
Reese,
second.
milkshake.
Yes, I am.
All right.
Brother, we can still see the environment. You were parked for like a second there, and you're still like, yeah, almost parked, parking, almost parked, as he's trying to like think of reasons for like how he's gonna get out of this. Almost parked, almost there. His membership spark.
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we
How
doing?
fucking stupid is
Your Honor,
he?
we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
Oh my god, that was the most aggressive frown I've ever seen. He is mean mugging so hard. Cedric Simpson is fucking. He's got like a cartoonish frown. That's like an emoji frown.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended,
That is correct, Your Honor.
and he was just driving. And
Your Honor, we don't have allegedly driving. We don't have all of the evidence. We can only see from his chest up. Anything. This could be green screen. It could be deepfake.
and he didn't have a license.
Oh.
Is with the charges, Your Honor.
No, I'm looking at his
Yes.
record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Well, he's listening. Say it to him. He raised his hand. Can you ask him a question? Your Honor? Is this real? Is this fucking real? Wait, Tampa Bay.
Rose, man.
That's my neck of the woods. Hey, hold on, I got to learn a little bit more about this. Perhaps he's been framed. Everyone here is stun locked. It's just complete fucking silence that has fallen on the courtroom. This guy's doing his best to keep it together. Her as well.
Hello.
Hey. How's it going, Corey?
1 minute, Mr. Harris.
That's his fucking attorney there as well.
What do you mean 1 minute?
And she doesn't know what to do.
Let him defend himself. There's a lot of slander being thrown around in there.
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant has turned himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today.
Can you get a side of the story, please, Your Honor?
Result in the bench warrant with no bond.
Ouch.
And it's in.
What do you expect, dumb bum?
Your Honor. Mr. Harris, I'll be giving you a call.
Yeah, and of course it's Florida.
Court calls the case, People versus Maya Isom.
I feel like we may have brushed over this case a little too quickly, Your Honor.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Page for Ms. Isom.
There was more to this story. It was like a transformer, more than meets the eye. Time to drive back home. Yeah, true.
Jesus Christ.
So what was the verdict? We don't know yet. It's still in deliberation. Your Honor, he's not driving the car. He's just rolling in neutral with him in it. He's been kidnapped, which is why he was so silent. He was speaking in code. Really, he was just trying to prove that his license should be reinstated. Honestly, he could have made that point. Like, as you can see, Your Honor, I'm doing just fine here. I would appreciate if you'd reinstate my license now. You remember the court Zoom call when someone joined in with a cat filter?
Yeah, I can, bro.
There's been a lot of I am super happy that so many of these court things have gone to Zoom because it always ends up just going online, and some of them are just amazing. Like the guy that joined, I think it was I don't remember what it was, like what he was joining for, but it was something that he needed to appear in court for, so he did it over Zoom, and he joined with the name Buttfucker 9000, and the judge was like,
he plays the
"What is your
later.
name, sir? That is not your name." And he's like, "Oh God, I don't know how that got there. Yeah, I'm not. Oh God."
Then we'll bring this fool in.
That's hilarious.
Oh, Buttfucker 3000. Sorry. 9000 was like mini versions in the future.
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Me?
Yeah, you. Yes.
Nathaniel Saxon, sir.
Your name is not Buttfucker 3000. You yo-ho. Logging into my court. That is your screen.
Why
I'll
would that?
discuss that in a little bit.
The woman on bottom left.
Big miscalculation from Jason Statham.
Idiot logs into court like that.
100% that guy was just logging into the Zoom thing and thought he just needed like a temporary name. Because there are some things where you just type in like a name and it never shows up. It just uses your real name or whatever. It's just like, all right, whatever, Buttfucker 3000. And it just runs with it. It's so good. Also, Joseph, please change the angle. When I first watched this video, I thought for sure he had his cock out. I was like really thinking I was looking at this man stroking his meat. That is a terrible angle, Joseph. Get control of your court, Jeffrey. He probably had that name before joining. Oh, that's true. Doesn't Zoom log your names? Yeah, maybe he did have that name with like his friends or something. That's a good point. I forgot about that. Look at the one for the cat filter. All right, we'll do the cat filter next.
And I believe you have a filter turned on.
Okay, let me
in
see
the
mine.
video
Look
settings.
at
You might want to
We're trying to. Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but
Why? It's fine. This is helping your case.
prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I don't know.
Thank you for clarifying.
I can see that.
Jeffrey Toobin getting caught jerking off. Yeah, I made a whole video on that one. That one was great. Lubin the Toobin
the
lost
fact
his
that the
whole
face
job
of
over
the-
that too. And then they had him. That one's so good because they brought Jeffrey Toobin back on down the line. They're like, "So what did you get fired for?" And he's like, "Well, you know what I got fired for. I was masturbating in a Zoom meeting. I thought I was alone." They had him like recount it as if it was a war story and apologize live on air. That one was great.
The right
Oh
one.
my
Get my dinner behind him.
My God, imagine going to that court meeting or that Zoom call and your name is Buttfucker 3000, you know, and
That-
all the people are there like,
Why? Why is your name Buttfucker 3000?
Buttfucker
Oh.
It's no self-awareness to change
That's
his name
fucking
before he goes. I'm like, oh god. Look, you can forgive the cat one and stuff like that. That's not so bad. But butt fucker 3000. You know, that for me, out of all the clips we saw, even more than that dickhead who fucking drove around in a Zoom call regarding being on the suspended license. Butt fucker 3000 was the pinnacle for me. Oh my god. Oh
That
my
was
god,
great.
that was great.
Absolutely fucking brilliant. That.
Oh god. So yeah, hope, there you go, TLD. You got more than you asked for, mate. So yeah.
Yeah. I haven't really got much else. I was going to talk about like what's going on in the UK right now, but I ain't got the energy.
You can't be asked.
We can wrap things up.
I'm
I could do with a short show today. I've got some other things out.
Yeah, I'm happy to call it there because
Yeah, me too, because I've been up since 6 a.m. and it's now close into midnight, and I'm kind of tired.
We ended on a
All right.
nice note. Yeah, so
finish it on a good note there. All right, thank you everyone for joining us. It's a short one today. We are very tired. We did mention that at the beginning of the stream. Join us for Sunday. We do have a Doctor Who double bill because last week a lot of us weren't able to do the stream, so we're going to be reviewing 2 episodes next on Sunday, 8 p.m. UK or 8:30 p.m. UK. So join us for that. And on that note, thank you to my panel. Thank you to everyone in the comments that joined us. And we bid you adieu. If we do get any breaking news, we might do like a live stream tomorrow. But unless we get anything major breaking with the whole Trump stuff, other than that,
thank you. I love you, by the way, Vance. And you're right, by
Love
the
you,
way. One more thing.
Vance.
He should have went to the. He said that I had to go to a doctor's appointment. There's no other choice but for me to get a ride. But obviously, brain wasn't working when he did all
from
that.
Florida.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's not going to get in that. Cool. All right, then, guys. Bye bye.